Not everyone thinks like you, and that changes everything. There's a moment in life where you realize something simple, but it changes almost everything. Not everyone thinks like you. Not everyone feels like you. Not everyone sees a situation and comes to the same conclusion. Not everyone carries the same awareness, the same emotional depth, or the same instinct to pause before reacting. And when that really lands, it can feel shocking. Because most of us move through life assuming other people are working from a similar inner rule book. If we care, they care. If we'd feel guilty, they'd feel guilty. If we'd apologize, they would too. And then you meet someone who doesn't. Someone who says what you would never say, does what you would never do, crosses lines you wouldn't even approach. And you're left thinking, or how can they not see it? But this is where things shift, because the answer isn't always simple. Sometimes people don't know better. Sometimes they've never been shown better. Their entire inner world was built around survival, not reflection. But sometimes they do know. They know enough to hide it, to excuse it, to avoid accountability. And this is where compassion has to meet discernment, because understanding someone is not the same as excusing them. You can understand the wound without volunteering to keep bleeding from it. You can see someone's conditioning without letting it become your environment. That's not cruelty. That's clarity. Because at some point, you realize people aren't just their intentions. They're their patterns. They're what they repeat, what they repair or refuse to repair. And that changes everything. Because when you stop expecting everyone to think like you stop taking every difference as a personal betrayal. You stop exhausting yourself trying to explain basic decency to someone who may not be willing or able to receive it. And you start asking a different question, not, how do I make them understand? But, what is this showing me? Because behavior is information. Repeated behavior is confirmation. An unchanged behavior after honest communication is a boundary. There's something humbling about accepting that people are built differently. Different homes, different wounds, different nervous systems, different beliefs. Some people were taught how to repair. Others were taught how to defend. Some were taught to listen. Others were taught to win. So when two people meet, it's not just a disagreement. It's two histories colliding, two realities in the same moment. One person hears feedback and sees growth. Another hears feedback and feels attacked. One sees a boundary and hears self-respect. Another hears rejection. Same moment, different worlds. And this is why expecting everyone to react like you creates so much pain. Because you're measuring them against a level of awareness they may not be standing in. That doesn't make you better. It makes you different. And if we don't understand that, we turn every interaction into a silent test. I would have done this. I would never have said that. And maybe you're right. But the real question is, are you using your inner world as the measuring stick for everyone else? Because that becomes suffering. Not because your standards are wrong, but because you keep expecting people to meet standards they may never have built. This isn't about lowering your standards. It's about seeing reality clearly enough to stop arguing with it. Some people feel something and act instantly. They feel insecure, so they criticize. They feel exposed, so they deflect. They feel guilt, so they blame. And if you're someone who reflects deeply, this can be exhausting. But some people hear that as an invitation to repair, and some hear it as a threat. Because self-awareness requires a person to survive, seeing themselves honestly. And not everyone can do that. And here's the difficult truth. The reason explains the behavior. It doesn't erase the impact. And this is where people lose themselves. They become the one who understands everything, gives endless chances. And here's the difficult truth. The reason explains the behavior. It doesn't erase the impact. And this is where people lose themselves. They become the one who understands everything, gives endless chances, sees the wound behind the behavior, but forgets to ask, Chai, what is this doing to me? Because understanding someone's pain does not mean living inside it. You're allowed to say, I understand you. And also, I can't keep being treated like this. Both can be true. That's maturity. Some people, when shown something, pause, reflect, try. They don't get it perfect, but they care enough to grow. Those people are reachable. Willingness matters. Not perfection, willingness, the ability to say, I didn't see that before, but I can now. That's where real change begins. But then there are others who apologize without changing, who understand but avoid responsibility, who repeat the same patterns, dress differently. And at that point, you're not dealing with ignorance anymore. You're dealing with choice. And that's where boundaries become essential, not as punishment, but as protection. I don't need to hate you to step back. I don't need to convince you to choose peace. That's power. Because many people wait too long to set boundaries. They wait for understanding, agreement, permission. But peace often begins before all of that. Sometimes your body knows first. You just feel smaller, more tense, less like yourself. And eventually, you stop asking whether they meant it. And start asking whether you can keep allowing it. That's the shift. From judgment to discernment. Judgment says, you're wrong. Discernment says, this isn't right for me. And the most peaceful thing you'll learn is this. You don't need to make someone wrong to choose what's right for you. You don't need to hate them, diagnose them, prove your point. You can simply say, this pattern isn't something I can stay close to, and move accordingly. Because the more you understand people, the less reactive you become. You stop expecting everyone to have your awareness, your empathy, your depth. And you stop mistaking explanation for permission. You can hold both, compassion and boundaries, understanding and distance, love and discernment. Because not everyone thinks like you. Not everyone sees what you see. Not everyone is willing to do the inner work. And yes, that changes everything. But it doesn't have to make you bitter. It can make you wiser, softer in the right places, stronger where it matters. So the next time someone shocks you, pause, not to excuse it, not to absorb it, but to see it clearly. Ask yourself, is this ignorance, fear, a survival pattern, or a repeated choice? And then come back to the only question that matters. What is the healthiest way for me to respond? Because your power was never in changing them. It was always in choosing you. If this resonated, let me know in the comments. Have you ever realized someone simply didn't see the world the way you do? And did that bring you peace? Or did it break your heart first? Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs the reminder that understanding people doesn't mean abandoning yourself. As always, this has been Valkyrie. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, be kind to yourself and others. Lanterns up.